Hey, Scott here. Let's talk about mastering as it relates to independent record labels. I just did an interview with my friend John Tornblum of Transparent Mastering, a great all analog mastering company. I'll put their information in the description below, but make sure you go listen to that long interview. I want to share with you 3 takeaways that I think are important for you to note when it comes to how we should look at mastering as record labels. Now, I'm going to put all of this information in this video on a webpage you can check out by going to otherrecordlabels.com/mastering. My first takeaway was thinking about mastering as quality control. Now, record labels are businesses, right? And our product is the records we release or the singles we release. And of course, you can just release that with no consequence, but having some sort of like quality checks point, like what mastering does, is a way for us to kind of elevate our overall brand and the overall quality of our releases. Think of this like awkwardly yellow hoodie I'm wearing. Okay, if I was a t-shirt company or a sweatshirt company and I was making hoodies, I could just get a quote from the manufacturer and send them my design and order several thousand of them and just hope that everything arrives. Or I could ask for a prototype in a small, medium, and large, maybe try out different yellows, maybe wear them in different environments, have different body shapes, wear them and try them in different ways. I think that's sort of what a mastering engineer does for your release, is listens to it in different environments, makes final tweaks, makes sure everything's nice. So I like to think of mastering as quality assurance or quality control. Again, you really don't need to do that, as any business doesn't really need to do that, but it is like one more step in just ensuring that our releases are great. The second takeaway was don't let money interfere with creativity. And this is something that John said, and I thought was actually really bold of him to say. And this was in respect to like using like a mastering service like Lander. I think SoundCloud has one now. Or even just like mastering yourself or not mastering. Like this is kind of a bold thing for a mastering engineer to say, but like money shouldn't interfere with our creative output or our productivity or our artists being prolific. And I think that's awesome. Obviously, like I said, I think mastering is ideal in all circumstances, but if you're on a budget or if you're releasing something that isn't like a primary release, like a remix or an acoustic version of something, or something you just want to get out there and you're maybe not even going to put it on streaming, you're just going to put it on Bandcamp, and you just can't justify the budget of what like $50 a song or $100 a song or $1,000 or $500 an album would cost you, and you just want to get it out there, that it's okay to just do whatever it takes. And I thought that, yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good thought. And I believe in that too, that yeah, like putting our best foot forward is important. However, if money is an option, don't let money hinder or roadblock our creativity. At the same time, and this is my third takeaway, is don't let bad audio interfere with our creative vision. So what I mean by that is if we're trying to make a sonically beautiful jazz record or a really impactful hip hop or electronic record that's going to be pressed to vinyl, you really want to make sure that you're doing everything in your power to make sure that that sonic vision you have makes its way to the listener. And if we upload MP3s or we don't properly review our test pressings or we use like inferior equipment to make the music, we might not be able to achieve our final sonic objective. The same thing could be said for lo-fi music. If your objective is lo-fi, but like the distortion is just so distracting or it's just too quiet that to crank it up on vinyl, all I'm now hearing is hiss. This is just science. You know what I mean? So even if our goal is not high fidelity, there are still bad decisions, bad audio mistakes that can get in the way of communicating this sonic aesthetic, even if it is lo-fi, or even if it's somewhere between lo-fi and hi-fi. I'm saying it's okay to release something that's not mastered, but if it breaks that chain, if it interferes with that connection that we're trying to create with the music fan and the artist, then I think that's a problem. Anyway, on this interview, we talk about like mastering for TikTok, which is surprising that that was a thing, mastering for vinyl. We talk about how AI could impact mastering. It was a really good conversation. Make sure you go back and listen to it and go to otherrecordlabels.com/mastering, where I have more thoughts on mastering as it relates to independent record labels. Thanks for watching.